So many years ago, when I was just getting started in this business, I was a huge 1911 fan. And I actually purchased my first 1911 when I was 18 and began to shoot it, began to spend time with it. I was actually in the Air Force. We actually carried a revolver, which is a 6-shot, because we were the only service that didn't carry 1911. But during those years, I practiced, trained, shot 1911, and off-duty carried one continually. Okay. And 1911 is like it's an 8-shot, single stack, 45, most of them are 45 ACP. They were designed to be 45 ACP. Well, this 1911 pistol, Mr. Browning designed that, and I don't think anybody even saw one maybe until 1912, and for the first part of it, they were all for the military. And just think about it, before then, all you had really was a revolver, okay? You were limited on how fast you could reload it, limited on how many rounds you could hold, but this was a phenomenal design that he came up with. And it changed kind of the way, and even today, that design is like marveled at. It was just a leap forward, and still to this day, you have a whole group of people that that's their weapon. It's a great weapon. Naturally, when I went to civilian police work, with that desire, I carried one a good bit of my career. Well, about 4 years ago, I was in a meeting and they were talking about that the U.S. Marshals were looking for some TFOs, some task force officers, to help them, looking for escape people high on the most wanted list and all that. And I asked them like 3 questions, and this is goofy, but it's the truth. I raised my hand, and the guy was in there, the guy in charge of that region, and I said, well, can I wear my hat? He goes, yeah. I said, can I carry my 1911? Yeah. I said, do I have to cut my mustache? I used to have a big long mustache. He goes, no. I said, I'm in. So I went through the background, was sworn in, and again, I was not working as a full-time U.S. Marshal. It's a task force officer. But the point is, then you get to go through the training. And so all these guys are carrying high-capacity, smaller caliber pistols, the Glocks and Smith & Wessons and some SIGs. And so I'm out there, and it was really funny. It was really funny because we were moving from target to target holding shields, which I'd never shot behind a shield in my life. So we're carrying these big heavy shields, we're shooting with a shield, and we're shooting these multiple targets, multiple rounds, going through gobs of rounds, and I've got 8 rounds, they've got 18. So they're changing every 18 rounds, every 8 rounds, mine's locking open, I'm changing, and I passed. I was able to manipulate, I was able to do it, okay? But I had to work so hard to get the same results that those guys were getting so much easier. And I thought, I'm gonna look into this thing. And I ended up finding a high capacity, smaller caliber pistol that was, once I got it lined up the way I wanted it, had a similar feel to a 1911 with 18 rounds, had the same safety system on the outside that I was familiar with and felt good about. And I changed over, and my shooting I shoot it great. But don't be afraid to modernize. Don't be afraid to go into the culture. I have never understood why the church is so afraid. Just because grandma didn't do it like that. Think about the internet. Think about the things that are available today. We're so afraid to use that to proclaim the gospel. I remember when we went from books to overheads and the big, I can't believe that. And here's the deal. We don't ever want to change the message. The message of Jesus Christ, the message of His grace, love, sacrifice, covenant for us should never change, never alter. The wages of sin being death, and his gift being life. And the fact that he wants us to live abundant life. Never change. But the method, it's not holy. The man is holy. Jesus is holy. But the method we get, if we do that by standing on the corner and beating a drum and saying, here, Jesus is coming, whatever God's called you to do. But Jesus walked right into the culture and began to proclaim who he was. And we can walk right into the culture. We don't have to live in 1970s. We don't have to have things in the 1980s, worship styles, whatever. That's not holy. Just because that's the way they did it, there may be something better out there. So we just need to keep our hearts and our spirits open to things a little different than we used to.
We're sailing the 7 seas together. Come hell or high water, if we live or if we perish, it's forever. We'll climb our highest mountains and stand in wonder. Our love will manifest in a powerful symphony of thunder. A banner of love. We swore an oath, built a house, we share the same blood. I am sheltered. I am here. I am home in your banner of love. 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 I am whole in your banner of love. I am whole in your banner.